out my knee, and I was like, listen, bro, I've had 2-3 knee surgeries. Just give me a call. Let me help you out. But he's like, if I wasn't in pain, I would definitely play. And he still wants to play, which is a problem. I'm like, listen, man, take care of yourself. But he's definitely concerned about it for sure.
Yeah. So with upTon here, they went 1-1 yesterday, so their hopes are still alive. They know that. And with Edmonton Impact also went 1-1 yesterday, and they would love to cap off their amazing, ridiculous year where they've made the finals 3 times and won an event, and also won 3 of 4 European events. So now here trying to win the hardest event of the world. I don't care what series it is or what part of the world you're in, this is the hardest event to win, because all these top level teams have had all year long to cultivate their skills and try to get their squads together and on the same page. So right now here, and then also, and it's definitely hot and humid here too, and that's another thing that, you know, kind of comes to and plays a factor here in Florida. You know, we're playing outside, it's paintball, you know, so when we go to Chicago, it normally rains. Sometimes it rains in Maryland. It's really hot and dry when we come to California, and then when we come to Florida, it's always hot and humid. So here we go, about to go down, and the 187 fans are getting it going early. So welcome to this matchup here, 2014 PSP World Cup. It's about to go down. 2 1-1 squads, Matty Marshall with Steve Rabikoff and Chris Lasoya. So boys, you excited for this game?
I'm ready for this game, man. 187, the way they finished yesterday. Let's see if they attack this field a little bit faster right now.
So on the breakout here, both teams break out 5 strong. Nobody dropping for either team here on that split screen breakout. Oh, the first team to strike.
And a minor penalty.
So minor penalty on 187. They end up losing 3 right away, so just 2 players left alive for them. And here comes Justin Rabikoff on the attack. He saw exactly what happened, and Justin Rabikoff takes that advantage and pushes aggressively down the D side of the field. Typically, Justin is a snake player, but that's one of the strengths of Edmonton Impact. Well, that and the strength of Justin Rabikoff, you can pretty much put him wherever you want. And because Justin Cornell is handling business as the one in here, but we have seen Justin play in the snake, so Impact Coach Bart Yakmak sending him all over the place and really capitalizing there as Justin Rabikoff gets himself at least a 2-pack there on that one. Solid work, and it looks like Edmonton Impact going to go up by 1.
That's what I like seeing. When you visualize and you see the penalty, Edmonton Impact pits right now, you see Dave Baines, Justin Cornell, Zach Yakimick, Bart Yakimick, the owner of the team right there on your screen. Big Dave Baines.
We have a minor penalty on number 22 for 187, playing on unobvious hit.
And as you see, CJ calling the penalty right there. Justin Rabikoff noticing the penalty, taking full advantage of it, and running down the field, eliminating the last players. That was on Thomas Mantoni. Minor penalty.
And as a player, you see a flag go up, you don't know if it's yellow or red, and that's what you got to do. You got to get down that field and go, because you don't know if it's yellow or red. And if it's a red, you want to go as fast as you can, because you want to keep those guys before they run in the box.
Yeah, I totally agree, Rab. Well, the thing is, you know, look, Justin, one of the things, even when he was young, that I loved about Justin Rabikoff was that Justin was always an eyes-up player. You know, he learned that skill.
John Richardson.
Yeah, well, exactly. You know, he grew up with playing against John Richardson, Rusty Glaze, all those different guys. Against Ironman back in the day. I mean, he used to get reps.
Look at his coaching squad that he had.
Well, he used to get reps against us back on the Ironman when he was like 8 years old. He'd come out and be fearless. I'm not even kidding, man. It was pretty.
You're right.
So yeah. But that's the thing. That eyes up play. Justin's eyes are always up when he's running forward, and he saw that flag and capitalized on that. So on paper, you got to give this one to Edmonton Impact, because, you know, I mean, come on, it's Edmonton Impact, and they've just been dominating this year. But 187, man, they beat good teams. They beat Art, Chaos, and Dynasty at the last event, and but they haven't been able to string those wins together. But the fact that if 187 can win both games today, they will move on. But they're going to have to take down both Tampa Bay Damage and 187.
And that's the thing that's weird. You go 3-1 and get out like X Factor. I'm just saying, man.
That's just rough. Those guys over there.
I talked to him earlier, and I was just like, man.
They can't believe it, and I don't either. I mean, no one can. After you go 3-1 in this bracket, you think you'd move on, right?
That shows the level of competition here at the World Cup.
It's high. It's up.
It's ridiculous, man. That's the reason I'm up here. Because these guys are gnarly, man.
Yeah.
So on your screen right now, you see Impact. That's number 10, Zach Yakimick. Also getting in the snake. You see in the far side. A big push on the Dorito side of the field, Steve.
And that's what you want to do. If you can get those two guys down that Dorito side, especially on this field, that's big time. But 187's playing this great because they got two guys in snake 1 and snake 2. One's shooting across the field to the Doritos, and one's cutting across into the middle field. But as we say that, here comes Justin Cornell. And look, 187 takes out Joshua Met on that Dorito too. So good play by 187 here.
Yeah, I mean, good field position. Justin Cornell, we saw him play the snake about as well as it can be played yesterday. Very aggressive over here.
And 187 just takes out Justin Rabikoff on the Dorito side, so Dorito 2. So great play by 187, putting those guns on that Dorito side, Matty.
Yeah, well, Justin Cornell trying to be a thorn in the side and stop the attack here of upTon 187 crew. It's tied up. That was a good job in here. Max Trailer is going to run the highway. He ends up getting put to the ground, but not before he takes out Justin Cornell, which is going to open things up for Dan Zaleski on this side. He's still looking at Rainey Stanzik, though, who is in the back bunker, so it's 2-on-2. So let's see if Dan Zaleski and Matt Jarula can pull it off here.
And I'm kind of surprised Zach Yakimick decided to come this way and not stay to the middle of the field and going to the Dorito side.
I don't think Matt Jarula, yeah, you see he just patted his ear, letting Zaleski know, hey, I need you to tell me where the two guys are in front of us. Because Rainey Stanzik and Zach Yakimick are both still alive, so it's 2-on-2, but much better field position for 187 because Matt Jarula is in the center, and he's got that whole side of the field to work with. And now Zach Yakimick is stuck there in the snake. So better, yeah, I mean, but Zaleski.
Oh, what a shot. Look at the shot by
I think it had to be Randy Stanzik that just got that, stepped out.
That guy's, I was just going to say, man, I had the pleasure of playing with him for a couple of years. That guy is gnarly.
Well, and if, you know, the thing for, that was a bad death by Zaleski, man. They had the field position here. I know he's trying to fight it out, and it's tough when you're playing Rainey and Zach, two of the best players on Impact, and then Zach ends up taking out Rainey. So Zaleski and Jarula not able to shoot either Rainey or Zach Yakimick as they ended up finishing up. And that would have been a huge point win for 187. Tied it up and try to steal that momentum.
This is what they kind of did yesterday. They had these points where they could finish these guys off, and this is what they have to do as a team. They got to get past that hump and win these points because that determines when you play on Sunday afternoon.
And I'm a 187 fan.
So
and I am since they came in the league. As soon as they came out and they were aggressive, fearless, I was like, okay, I love watching these guys play, but there's still these little tweaks they need to do before they can start contending on the reg with these big teams. And but it's there. The potential is there, and that's why I'm waiting for it. That ground, whatever, use whatever metaphor you want, but I just want them to blossom into that top-level team. So let's check out this replay. So you're looking, it's a good move by Max Trailer. So Max Trailer comes and sacrifices his body. He's about to get shot to the ground, and but not before he got the thorn in their side, Justin Cornell out.
That was a good move, and he stopped shooting.
It was a great move, actually.
He said, I'm not going to take any extra steps. I'm not going to get a penalty.
And then right away, look, Zaleski shoots the corner guy, comes outside, and shoots the corner guy, and like right away, look at that. Dan Zaleski coming into his own.
Yeah, so
that was amazing.
So it looked good there for 187, but you have to capitalize on those advantages. You got Jarula over there, so after that, when the point developed, Jarula had the whole center of the field all the way to the D side. So all Zaleski needed to do is just stay alive and let Jarula slowly get to work and not engage until you actually get, you know how it is. When you got a guy in Snake 1, you're looking at two bodies, they're ahead of you, but they're lined up in a line. One in Snake 1, one in the back corner bunker. Your guy has their side, he just needs to get down the field, so you need to kind of not engage as much. Keep the guys honest, but don't actively engage to a point where you could potentially get shot, and then let Jarula give him space and time to get down. Then once they have to start worrying about him because he's on their side, now they're going to start shying and giving you a pack, maybe giving you an elbow, and that's when you clock in. So, but that's those small little tweaks that we need to start seeing out of 187.
So close.
They're so close,
and
man.
Here we go, 2-0.
And sometimes we see it, Chris.
No, you're absolutely right. You're spot on, Matty, for sure. 2-0 in favor of Edmonton Impact over 187 on the breakout split screen. Impact on your left, Crew on your right. Losing two players on the break, Matty.
Yeah.
And they lose Rainey Stanzik for Edmonton Impact, but two guys in the snake. Look for Justin Cornell and Justin Rabikoff to start going down the snake side here any moment. And there goes G3.
Yeah, so right now 15:50 on the clock here, and Impact starting to really turn it on here, and we might see a penalty here from Justin Cornell.
Yeah, no, absolutely, for sure.
So go ahead, Chris.
Grab Justin. They're going to grab Justin Rabikoff.
And Justin saw him
He's like, he
creeping.
was running.
He
like
can't get me if he doesn't catch me.
Listen, like Steve used to do back in the day when I got a penalty.
I would run.
Run.
That's exactly what I
I
did.
mean, I can't count how many times I've done that
Hey.
too. Where it's, so you see your buddy get a penalty, and you're like, well, and then you see the ref start to come for you. Well, he's got to get to you to pull you out.
That's
so
right.
it's
He
like,
has
all
to
right.
get you. He didn't do
That-
it. I
that
hear
is
that
awesome.
with playing with Chris. It was like I hear 1 for 1. I'm like, oh man, here they come, and I just run. And you'd hear him, hey player, and you're like, you got to catch me first.
Hey, so in the pits right now with Edmonton Impact, let's listen in real quick.
Hey, we got that guy in the box. You won the point. It's all right. Let it go. We have a guy in the box. Yeah. Hey, listen. Hey. No, minor. You don't lose it. Hey, stop. Here's what happened. Zane shot the guy in the god off the top, and he shot the delay. The guy shot the delay. So listen, they're gonna push down the snake. They're gonna push down the snake. He's gonna take the snake off the top. He made it. He didn't make lots.
So
we
you're
gotta
listening
keep
to Dave
staying.
Baines. One of the good things
You're not doing
about having
shit.
Dave Baines on your team is he's also an extra coach in the pits. Let's check in with the ref. Get the call.
We have a minor penalty on number 1 for Edmonton Impact, playing on, unobvious hit.
So it's Justin Cornell getting that penalty and then an unobvious hit. But what I was just saying, though, is you're listening into the pits right there. And one of the reasons that Dave Baines is such an awesome guy to have on your team is because with his experience now, if he's not playing out there, and we haven't really seen Dave play much because not too many bunkers in the backfield right now. But he's another coach, you know, and you saw him just breaking it down for everybody right there. You see that sprint screen breakout right there on the replay. And bodies dropping off right there for both teams out trying to get out wide here, snake side. But it's been a fickle side over here. It's tough
Fickle.
yeah, it is fickle because sometimes you make it out alive, sometimes you don't. Sometimes they're able to get pretty far down, and sometimes they're not. You know, but you have to be rolling the dice. You have to play aggressive on the snake side of the field, or you're going to lose games.
On the breakout right here, you see that is 187 coming on the break, trying to stay conservative, not getting crazy, but up the middle right there. See the move all the way to the A, Steve.
Great move by 187. That's what you need. You got these guys in the penalty box, and you got to push it hard, and they're doing it. And here they come down the 50 Dorito. So that's what you want to do. Got a penalty. Let's get this point quick, and here they come in the snake 50 as well.
Well, let's talk about that real quick, Matty. Minor penalty, if you win the point, you maintain the penalty and you stay in the box. If you get a major,
It's on for the whole time. So
It-
basically, there's still 27 seconds left on that Justin Cornell penalty because Impact won the point. It's 3-0 right now. But upTon 187 crew are in the driver's seat. They have penetration on all sides of the field. They're past the 50 in the snake with Zaleski. Matt Jarula is at the 50 center A, and then they also have a player up at the 50-yard line on the D side. 3 players, though, left alive for Impact. Uh-oh, they drop another one off that D side of the field. So just 2 players now. It's Zane and Zach Yakimek. The brothers are trying to hold it down. I think Zane just got shot. And
Justin
then,
Cornell gets blown apart trying to come out. So
yeah, obliterated trying to get out. And then I'm pretty sure Zane is also dead as well. And then there goes Zach. So here comes upTon 187 crew.
Nice
great point.
play.
That's what you do when you have a team in the penalty. You push them hard. They push them across the whole field.
Beautiful work by upTon, taking advantage of that power play. They shot guys on the break, and they made aggressive moves. When they got to those 50s, they played smart in there. No reckless, useless gunfights. Everything was great, man. That was a perfect point for upTon 187. They didn't lose a body. Trailer, Lazat, Pike, Zaleski, and Jarula. Matt Jarula, confirmed kill count leader for upTon 187. 4 confirmed kills for him. And finally a point on the board. That makes it a 2-point game right now. So a scrappy 187 here, trying to stay close to Edmonton Impact. So 14-18 on the clock. We're going to be right back after this. Right back into it here, Upton 187 taking on Edmonton Impact. Both these teams sitting at 1-1 after the first day of prelim competition. We're here in Saturday's competition right now, their first game of the afternoon. And looks like two bodies coming off here for 187 early. It's Matt Jarula and Zaleski. Joshua Met shot Zaleski. Justin Rabikoff was able to take out Jarula. So 7 confirmed kills already for Justin and Rabikoff, continuing to run a racket here for Edmonton Impact. Josh Pike in the snake right now for Upton. Better field position for him in there than for, no, I'm sorry, that's Danny Park.
Danny Park. Give Justin Cornell a break there.
Yeah, and he had a groin injury, but he played through it yesterday, and when Cornell needed to rest, Park got in. That's why they picked him up. They picked up Danny Park to play the snake when their star number ones couldn't do it. And he's done good in limited reps for sure for them.
And here it is. You got Danny Park, 187 in the snake, so Danny Park has to do his job and take care of the snake because 187 doesn't have a snake corner to protect him. So I'm sure his coach needs to be talking about. Rainey needs to be telling him, hey, there's no snake corner.
Yeah.
Like, your biggest threat is there's no one to cover him, so go to work.
So tense moments in the snake right now. Danny Park down the line. And 187 down by a body. 4 bodies for Edmonton Impact right now. Yakmek, Park, Rabikoff, and Stanzik. And here comes Park down the highway.
Oh, look at that.
I think he
nice
got him.
Move.
Nick Roberts jumps, stands up over the top, ices down Danny Park, and does not get taken out. So beautiful work by Nick Roberts. 2 players, though, now left alive for 187. So it's a 3-on-2. So Roberts is going to have a big one here.
Oh, look at that move on Justin Rabikoff on the far side of the field. Some of the 50 Dorito going to work. Here comes the snake move. Randy Stanzik.
Yeah, so
closing it out.
So hey man, if you want to win big games, you need to win the close points. And so that's
and 187 they're right there.
They get right to the edge.
These opportunities, like, just takes out Danny Park and he's in a position to win this game. Once they pass this, we'll see them on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. Once 187 gets past that, and it's a tough block, man. It's really tough to do, but they keep putting themselves in position to potentially win points. So we'll see. I just, again, a huge 187 fan. Yes.
Point after point, they're playing, man. That's one.
And they're playing Impact. Impact's the best team in 2014. Yes, Archaeos won the last event, but as it stands right now, most successful team of this year is the team in white out there right now. And you see that was a great job by Roberts, man. Maintained his composure, came over the top, stitched Danny Park up, came back down, stayed in his spot, just very calm, methodical about it. And so it's good to see. And that's the thing with 187. They need to develop that depth, and they got to get guys like Roberts playing well, guys like Jarula playing well, especially as, Painter sidelined by injury right now. So again, the future is very bright for 187.
Absolutely.
And the present is also pretty good for them too, because they can be big teams, but like we've been talking about, they just can't seem to string those together. And when they match up against these big teams, sometimes they get to the point where, yeah, it looks like it may go their way, and then something happens and they let it get stolen from them. So 12 minutes and 6 seconds remain here, now down by 3 as Edmonton Impact winning these close points here. In this hot
and
lead.
As we learned from the morning bracket, you got to win and win big, because going 3-1 usually means you're playing Sunday, but so
what
I'm sure
heartbreaker
Impact
for X
is
Factor.
knowing that, and so is 187. Like, hey, we need points, and we need a lot of them, guys.
Yeah, but every tournament's different. X Factor made it into the Final Four last year, going 2-2.
Yeah, and then they won World Cup, so it could be done.
Here we go. 187 down 3 points to Impact on your screen. Oh, Impact taking the walk. Justin Cornell on the break, losing 1 right away, Matty.
So 4-on-4.
Yeah, and now here, this could potentially be, well, looks like bodies are dropping for both teams. 2 bodies come off for Edmonton Impact, but also 187 losing bodies as well, too. So they have 3 guys. It looked like it was 4-on-3 for a second, but Jarula takes the walk. But no one in the snake right now for for Edmonton Impact. So right now, this is what we're talking about, Steve. So can 187 here step up, win this point? It's 3-on-3 right now, and they have better field position. So this is what we're talking about. Zaleski's in the snake. There is a guy crossfield, but he does get the shot on, who was
Zane
that?
Yakimek.
Yeah, Zane Yakimek, who had made it to the 50D side. So now it's 2-on-3.
And now they just take out Nick Laval in the back corner. So Justin Rabakoff's all alone out there, and here comes 187. They're going to try to drop the hammer on him here.
So Justin Rabakoff is about to get tattooed by Max Trailer, and Justin's just going to sprint right off. That's good to see. That shows me somebody that's mentally ready to roll, regardless of what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
And Mantoni, who struggled earlier on here in this game, is now alive and able to hang that flag up, but still no confirmed kills yet for Thomas Mantoni. And he's one of their veteran guys that they need to perform well. Max Trailer doing great. Derula 4 confirmed. Trailer 4. Zaleski 3. 2 for Greg Lazat. Lazat had a big day yesterday and a couple points.
Sure did.
So that's the thing. 187 is starting to develop the depth that they need to contend against these teams. They're only down by 2 right now. 10 minutes, 37 seconds to go.
Plenty of time.
Yeah, and this could get close. We'll see, So, and the game after this match is going to be Omaha Vicious will play their first game against Baltimore Revo. And then we're going to see Damage 187 and Impact and Vicious to close the day out. Also VCK in the Challengers Division, one of the favorites down there. They have 2 games to play. They play Storm and they play Aftershock. So it's VCK Aftershock in the Challengers Division to close things out. And it is definitely getting more and more humid as the day progresses here in Florida.
So like Steve head is beating like you put Rain-X on the windshield.
and your hair has dropped. The perm.
Hey, just stop.
Okay.
Stop,
I'll let it go.
No,
I'll let you go.
There's nothing that's gonna beat that one because that was really funny.
That was a good one.
Right?
That was pretty good, but I think you should have let Steve have a comeback.
Yeah, because that was
you gave it to him first, so he should be allowed.
Steve, what were we gonna say? I'm sorry.
Now I gotta. It was coming natural. Now I gotta.
Oh, Steve, come on, man. We put you on. Come on, you got it. All right. Well, we're gonna let Steve try to formulate an insult here, and we're gonna be right back here after these messages.
Hey, John, come in here.
So all of a sudden we have ourselves a close match because Upton stepped up to win that last point. So 2 points separate these teams here with 10 minutes and 37 seconds to go. The score 4-2 on the field right now for Upton. Max Trailer, Nick Roberts, Josh Pike, Greg Lazat, and Matt Derula on the field for Impact. Justin Cornell, Josh Womet, Zach Yakimek, Justin Rabakoff, and Rainey Stanzik.
That's like an all-star. That's an all-star lineup for any team.
Here's something that we're not used to. Look at Justin Cornell after 6 points.
0 kills.
0 kills. So that's
unusual.
They're shutting him down, and they need to get him going if they want to get to Sunday afternoon. Like they need Justin Cornell. He's getting in the snake, but I think he's pushing it a little bit too fast sometimes.
Well, like you said, I mean he is pushing it too fast. It's the Britnikoff syndrome.
Right.
Hey, that's your biggest problem. Shut that guy down.
Well, that's kind of gone on for some of the teams, and it looks like we have a technical timeout for a brief moment here. So the situation is that this has happened to a couple teams. For instance, the Ironman Snake side was playing great the first game they played. Second game, got shut down. Malloy for Art Chaos, he had a phenomenal first game. First 2 games, first day, played amazing. Then he started getting shut down. And now Justin Cornell played great yesterday. He's getting shut down. So, but Burtnikoff, he shook it off. So did Mouse. Alex Goldman had a phenomenal 10-kill game today.
Did too.
So that's what Justin Cornell needs to do. But that's the thing. If you're that one, you're that first attacker, it doesn't matter whether you're on the D side or on the Snake side. That is a rough and tumble life, man, and you have to have a certain selective amnesia out there. You need to be able to go out, get shot a few times, and shake it off. You cannot let that start to resonate in your head and start messing with your confidence. So here we go.
Split screen.
Yeah, split screen breakout. Lots of game left to play. 10 minutes and 37 seconds. Uh-oh, I think Trailer or
he left early.
No, Drula got shot. No, sorry, Roberts got shot. But now, big move right away to the 50-yard line. Let's see if he can get some kills for 187. 187 to 50-yard line D side.
No, getting shot, Natty.
Yeah, unfortunately got eaten up. And here comes Justin Cornell.
Wow.
And so really quick work.
Penalty, too, as well.
Yeah, really quick, and it's a major. So a major penalty assessed. That's the worst thing that could have happened for 187 right now.
Man, and they've got the 6 points, no penalties, and not, you don't want,
well, just when we thought it was getting close, Rob.
yeah, man, they were making a
And you totally ruined the surprise.
darn it.
Yeah, so and unfortunately for 187 fans out there, now the situation is they're going to go 5-2, and they're going to. It's a Matt Derula playing on penalty. So I think Derula was the one. I think he was running for the Snake. I saw it spray off his head out on the run. So
yeah, I saw that.
I think that's what the penalty was on. So Matt Derula is going to be sitting in that box for 2 whole minutes, and hopefully for all the 187 fans out there, they can fight through that. But Edmonton Impact finished that one out real fast. So we're going to be right back here after a quick break. Stick with us. We are back in the pits here, 2014 World Cup, quite the international affair. Really seeing how amazingly paintball spread around the world the past 30 years. You know, Rab, you just got back from a tournament in Europe, lots of teams from all over, and you guys are bringing, I heard the Image is coming back in some way, shape, or form.
We just won Division 1, Open 1, Division 1, Montreal Image just finished, so they just finished that and won that event. And like you said, it's international. Paintball is worldwide, guys.
Yeah, there's over 350 teams here, and some of the best throwing down right now. The best team of the year thus far, Edmonton Impact, looking really good here in this power play against upTon 187 crew as they lose Max Trailer and Greg Lazat. Zane Yakmak getting a shot on Lazat, and Trailer getting a shot, Laval getting a shot on Trailer. And right now trying to close this one out here real fast. Very quick point for Edmonton Impact. They did not lose a body, and that is going to send the score. Uh-oh, minor penalty.
Oh, wow.
I think it was, that might have
Nick Laval, or let's see.
It's tough to tell because the point was over. Essentially, you know, Zach's running the flag in, Yakimak's running the flag in, and then all of a sudden we saw a minor penalty flag come up from that D side of the field, and the action was over at that point. So normally when you see something like that, it's either a talking penalty, like somebody was jawing at the ref as he was walking off because he didn't like the call that he got,
the pit was talking.
or it was a pit penalty. So something happened over there. The refs are talking it out, but you know, one of the new features we have with the ref cam breaking down the penalties for you guys out there. So we'll find out here shortly what the deal was, and it was on Laval. You called that.
And you don't want to do that when you're one of the newer guys in the team. Yeah, if you're getting caught talking. 'Cause these points mean everything. You want to win by these big margins. For whoever's playing in the
Hey, nothing, right?
We've proven that in the morning bracket already.
Well, right now, with the fact that Damage defeated Revo by a huge score, which puts Damage 3-0, and they beat Impact already. So this is most likely, unless Upton can summon some spirit here to mount a pretty amazing comeback. You know, Upton, if they win this one, then that's gonna. I'm sorry, if Impact wins this one, that'll send them to 2-1. With Impact still to play Vicious, and Vicious also has 2 more games to play. But Vicious went 0-2 yesterday, and lost some big ones. So, we'll see. Let's check in here with the referee, and see what that penalty was on.
We have a minor penalty on number 13 for Impact, playing on an obvious hit.
So yeah, Nick Laval, unobvious hit. So maybe what happened, Rab, was that as that point was closing down, Impact had a ton of bodies left, and so it looks like a timeout being called by Upton. So still with 1 minute and 14 seconds on that penalty. More than likely what happened, if it was an unobvious hit and it was on Nick Laval, as that point was ending, a ref might have saw a pack hit on him and said, oh, okay, well, you have a hit on your pack.
Minor.
You know, minor penalty. Hey, come over here, Nick. Sorry, bud, you got a pin on your pack. So, but that means because they did win the point, it was a minor penalty. Now both these teams will be starting down a body. So like I said, 1 minute and 14 seconds on that major penalty for Matt Derula for 187. And a full minute penalty on the Nick Laval unobvious hit minor penalty with 9 minutes and 23 seconds to play here. And again, you know, the game's coming at you. We still have more more prelim action here coming down. And the next game is Vicious will take the field for their first match against Baltimore Revo. Revo 0-3 right now, looking like they're going to be playing in a relegation game. And Vicious trying to avoid that. If Vicious can win 2 games today, they might not have to play a relegation game. And as we have a timeout, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. So we are back in the pits here. Final seconds of this timeout. 27 seconds to go before the start of this next point here. And looking at, there's Nick Laval who drew that minor penalty. And Joshua Met right there, along with Zane Yakmek over Laval's shoulder. Laval, big pickup, man. He was a stud for 187. That's another interesting thing about this game. And the backstories with all these guys. There's a lot of water under the bridge for a lot of these guys. And I mean, Laval was like he was the main guy from upTon 187 crew, but got offered, you know, a pretty sweet deal from Edmonton Impact, and what an amazing year it's been for them. And Nick Laval as well. But so right now here on the breakout, looks like
minor penalty right there. And that's going to be called because the player on Impact did not get off the field in time.
So they pulled Joshua Met.
They pulled Joshua Met. And what
you
happened?
You can't jog off the field. You need to sprint like you're jogging.
He was like going to 7-Eleven.
Like the slow J, silent J, jogging.
So here we go now to the 50, Justin Cornell. And he is in the driver's seat over here on the side. No one in now. Actually, 187 getting a player here into the snake as well. So let's see who's going to win this snake battle. And it's Jordan, who's that in there? It's Thomas Mantoni, the veteran former New England Hurricanes player just got on 187 not too long ago. That was a good pickup from them, though.
I was just going to say that, Matt. He's a great player, man.
Yeah.
He's a good kid, great player, a lot of heart.
Yeah,
a lot of heart.
The word that defines Mantoni is attitude. He always seems to have like a scowl on his face.
No, he's from Boston or something. Of course he's going to have an attitude.
He would always be the guy that we were like arguing with when we would play the Hurricanes. But right now, there's action going now. Look at this in the snake.
Oh, nice play right
Trench
there.
warfare in the snake over here as Justin Cornell trades out with Thomas Mantoni to clear the snake out. Rainey Stanzik, though, heads-up player, able to seize that chaos. No one left alive over here on the snake side of the field, so it looks like
That's going to do it, I think.
Yeah, there's still looks like 2 players left alive.
Yeah, that's curtains.
3 players left alive, as also Justin Rabikoff is hiding behind that Dorito over there.
Weird.
So that is going to do it here, as it looks like Impact will be taking this match 7-2 against upTon 187 cRew. So with the cRew, it's like so they're close. You know, we see them they battle back and forth, and the score doesn't really dictate it, but you know, they're just a few tweaks here and there, and the younger guys in that team have a lot of upward potential. So let's check out this replay here. So this is that battle in the snake. Thomas Mantoni upTon on your left, and here comes Justin Cornell. Thomas Mantoni goes over the top and then comes around and kind of actually was lucky to get one in on him.
Yeah, exactly.
Gives
I was going to say the
Cornell
same thing.
pat, like, hey, good move.
Yeah, so Cornell pushes forward. Here's the opposite angle, and you could see like they'd lost trailer at that corner, and Cornell and Mantoni brutalize each other, and then Cornell catches a couple extra ones. So
and that's what you're supposed to do as snake players, man. You got to make sure the other snake player leaves with you.
Absolutely, and try to avoid those dreaded penalties. So that is going to do it here. We're going to move on to the next game. Before we do that, we are going to check in with Lauren Kelly.
Hey guys, there was a little confusion over that penalty before the final point there. What seemed to have happened is that the ref called a minor on Nick Laval for a hit in the pack, and he called in the minor penalty. Then after he had already called in the penalty, they discovered that it was actually paint had broken in his pod, so it shouldn't have been a penalty and they should have rescinded it, but because it was already called in, they had to move forward with the penalty and play the last point. As you see, it didn't really matter either way because Impact was able to win 7-2 against 187. I'll be bringing you an interview with the winner shortly.
So a triumphant Edmonton Impact spills out here, and you can see, you know, there's Big Dave Baines right there. Didn't get any playing time, but man, it doesn't matter because Dave was contributing. You'll get that second coach. When Dave's not on the field, he's still a factor in the match. So congratulations to Edmonton Impact, as they will now go 2-1 with a really high point spread here from this one, and upTon. Just, they're close. They are close. That sends them to 1-2. So they're going to play Damage next. And if they can go 2-2 against Damage, Damage is already 3-0. So things are, you know, we'll keep you updated as these games progress as to who's in and who's out, who has to play in relegation, and who doesn't. But right now, upTon's in a situation where they've already played 3 relegation games so far this season. They do not want to have to play a 4th. And in order to do that, they really need to win this next game against Damage. And Damage has yet to be beaten here, and they beat some really good teams. So that's going to be a really tough measure of what 187 cRew has brought to bear here at the World Cup. But before we get to that matchup, we're going to watch Omaha Vicious play their first game against Baltimore Revo. Again, Revo is 0-3 here in their first Champions League competition. So they'd like to win one for pride here. They're going to be playing in a relegation game regardless, and that's not what they wanted to do. But again, you know, the road's long here. It's really tough to build. It's really tough to build a true top-level paintball team. It takes time. It takes a lot of effort. It takes finances. And the good story with Revo is that they have across the board, they don't just have 1 or 2 guys that they're counting on to have games. They have a really solid roster. You know, seeing this replay here, that was that earlier Max trailer run through. It's just a little game recap here and some of the better plays that we saw here Snakeside. And you see there that rundown, that was Zaleski, who's still alive after that chaos. So Trailer, dude, man, Trailer is not afraid to attack. And that's honestly, that's pretty much the whole of upTon 187 cRew. There's Roberts, look at the composure of Roberts, taking out Park, and then he ended up getting shot. And there was that penalty. See, you could see that Jarula got shot in the back of the head and kept running in there and dove in. I mean, it's tough to fault him for that, but he ended up getting that penalty. And then here was that brutal end. So let's check in with Lauren Kelly, and then we will get to that Vicious and Revo matchup.
Got the call on Sunday.
Hey guys, I am here with Jordan Howe, who is a new member of the Impact team. Now, this is your first event with Impact World Cup. That's a pretty intense tournament to join a team. How has the experience been for you so far?
It's been great. It's a whole different level of paintball playing pro, and just learning all the different angles and everything that the pros bring in has been a huge plus for myself.
Can you give us some insight into the different things that you've learned already?
Just playing it slower, but knowing when to go fast too. It's a huge, huge bump. You can play super slow, and then all of a sudden there's a guy ramming it down to Snake 50 and Dorito 50, and you don't know what to do, and that doesn't really happen in Divisional.
When you guys have been in team meetings and you've been watching the webcast back, have you been discussing which way is better to play this layout, either fast and aggressive or kind of slower and more controlled?
It's definitely faster and aggressive down the Snake side, but when you get that opportunity down the Dorito side, everyone's taking it, and it's a huge momentum swing.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jordan. Enjoy the rest of the tournament. Stay tuned. We'll have more tournament matches coming up.